God, please have mercy on my marriage. This is too much for me to handle. I said, wiping off my tears, you chose George for me to marry. I didn't choose him based on my own feelings and decision, but I waited on you for him. The reason why he's behaving like this is exactly what I don't know. I have been married to George for the past 2 years, but could you believe George has never touched me? The least he does is to hug me and kiss my forehead. I guessed you are surprised by that. Please don't be. For he never did, not even for once. I wonder how we're going to produce a baby. During my courtship with George, I noticed he was never a touchy person. I wasn't bothered, since initially I don't believe in intimacy before marriage, and also we have both agreed on virginity till marriage. Every moment with George was a good and interesting one back then. Even when I tried to instigate what's not, he will be like, babe, the Bible says this and that. I was very excited at that, and I thought I was very lucky to have someone like him. But I was totally wrong, for reality dawned on me really hard when we got married. We had an elaborate wedding then, and guess what? It was heaven on earth. We left the reception even before it ended, for we were very tired and exhausted. We headed straight to one of the godly hotels around. On getting there, the room given to us was already decorated with candles and roses. I guessed George had booked the hotel without letting me know about it. I was standing right at the door, lost in my thoughts. Guess what I was thinking? Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking. Oh, it's not easy to stay pure till marriage, ooh. I was still fantasizing on how George will make me scream and sing the Song of Zion, when his sweet tiny voice jilted me out of my thought. For he said, my love, what are you thinking about? Please come inside, he said, coming towards me. Me? Sweetie, nothing ooh, I can't just imagine it, I said, smiling. George, the Lord is in control of everything, my love, he said and sat at the edge of the bed to off his shoes. Me, yes, ooh. He has been in control since the start of our relationship, ooh. So why will he want to back off now? He's not an author of confusion, and he will never start what he can't finish, sweetie, I said, still smiling. After I'd put off my wedding gown, I told George, let's go and have our bath in the bathroom. And he said, don't worry, love, I will use the other one over there. I was shocked. How can an hotel be having 2 bathrooms? I murmured silently under my breath, oh, I forgot it's a godly hotel. And so what? That thing inside of me answered, no, ooh. That can't happen, sweetie. Let's share the same bathroom together now. After all, we have been pronounced husband and wife, I said, trying to convince him. My love, be anxious for nothing, he said. I guessed he was trying to quote a Bible verse. Then I chipped in, is that what you want? And he said, yes, my love. I have always promised God to be respectful and obedient to my man in any situation. So I can't allow a bathroom issue to raise the sleeping dog of violence in George. Are you surprised I said that? Yes, George was a violent man, but through the help of God and some of our pastors, he was able to put a stop to it. I had entered the bathroom quietly to take my bath. I left the door wide open. In my mind, I was trying to use women's wisdom, but it failed. Immediately, George noticed I left the bathroom door opened. He picked up his towel and headed over to the other bathroom. 3 minutes later, I was out of the bathroom, but George was still in his bathroom. I guessed I was faster than I should, so I laid quietly on the bed. 20 minutes gone, George was still in the bathroom. Then I called out, sweetie, what are you still doing? Do you want to turn yourself to a fish? I said, smiling to myself. If you spend 1 more minute in that bathroom, I will break the door and enter. Ooh! I'm coming, my love. Be calming down, he said, and finally came out of the bathroom. What I saw when my sweetie came out of the bathroom was shocking. What was shocking about what I saw? Oh my God, I shouted, trying to get up from the huge mattress I laid on. Surprised? George said, standing at the bathroom door. George, are you playing a prank on me or what? Why are you all dressed up like this? I asked. Are we just walking down the aisle or what? I know you will all be surprised to hear that. Yes. I wondered where he was going to. In fact, I wish you could see George's dressing that very day. My love, you know what? He asked, trying to fix one of his shirt's button well. George, I don't know what, and I'm not even ready to know the what behind all this your drama, I said with my hands akimbo. I have finally stood up from the bed, and now I'm naked. Are you surprised I said that? Don't be. I'm a married woman, and the last time I checked, I'm standing right in front of the only person I said I do to, some hours ago. Immediately, George saw the image in front of him. He was shocked. I know you be expecting him to hug me or try to make a move of making my honeymoon a memorable one. But no. The next thing my sweetie did was to turn his back to me. Please cover up my love, was what I heard next from him. George, what is the matter? Are you shy to behold my nakedness, or what? We are married, George. This can't be a sin on you, I said in a confused state. Shay, I have not entered one chance now, I said, soliloquizing. God nah, you gimme George, oh. Okay. Mr. George, I have covered up, would you please face me now? I lied. The moment George faced me and noticed I was just exactly the way I was, he quickly used his palms to cover up his face. Which kind wahala is this now? Is he shy? Is he scared? I couldn't just phantom what his problem was. I know one drag wahala with George. I went straight to the bed, took my pajamas and put it on. Okay, sweetie, will you please remove your hands from your face and stop all this drama, I said. George finally removed his hands from his face and said, Thank you, my love. I have to go now. Please, go to where? I asked anxiously. My love. Nurse Kike just called me now, and she said, We have an emergency at the hospital right now. Please, I have to go, he said and hugged me. Oh, is that the reason why you are all dressed like this? I asked with a sign of relief, though disappointed. Yes, love, he said quietly. George was about to slam the door behind him when I said, Sweetie, not even a kiss. And he immediately moved a step backward, hugged me again, and planted a soft kiss on my forehead. Why not over here? I said, pointing to my hungry lips. Guess what he said? My love, is the forehead not yours? He said, smiling. Don't worry, George, you will come back and meet me here, I said, smiling. Catch you up later, dear, he said and left. I know someone is wondering what is making me to smile. I was left alone in the room. I couldn't sleep. I felt so lonely during the night. When it was exactly 1:30 a.m. in the midnight, I began to pray. What were you expecting me to do? Shay Dr. George has finally succeeded in turning my honeymoon to a night vigil. So I have to dance to his tune. I prayed earnestly and poured my heart unto the Lord concerning my marriage and my home. By the time I finished praying, it was already 4:30 a.m. Don't be surprised about that. I'm a prayer warrior. Could you believe George is yet to get back from the hospital? I picked up my phone and placed a call across to him. He picked up immediately. Hello, my love, he said over the phone. Sweetie, are you still on the emergency stuffs? I said, staring at my phone. My love, I'm so sorry for the inconveniences. I'm on my way. Sweetie, inconvenience is an understatement. Oh, please be coming home. I'm cold, I said. Do you know what George told me when I said I'm cold? His reply wasn't funny but heartbreaking. He said, my love, why not cover up yourself with the blanket? Or should I get some drugs for you while coming from the hospital? Wahala for who, Mary Doctor? I don't want to get angry over what he said, so I just turned it into a joke and said, it's not only drugs that you will get, maybe you should try getting injections too. I was about closing my eyes to sleep when I heard a knock at the door. Who's there? It's me, George, he said quietly. Okay, I'm coming, sweetie. I hurriedly get up from the bed to open the door for him. I opened the door and George said, how are you, my love? Please, what is he expecting me to say? That I'm fine. I'm fine, I said and hugged him so tight that he was trying to break loose from me. And I noticed he was shivering. I finally disengaged from the hug and he said, "My love," almost with a teary eyes. "What happened, my love? Why is your eyes red all of a sudden? Is anything the matter?" Before I could complete my statements, my sweetie is already on his knees crying profusely. Why is my sweetie kneeling down and crying at the same time? George was still kneeling down, crying and wiping off the uncontrollable tears that were trickling down his cheeks with the back of his hand. "Sweetie, please, you are getting me scared with this your tears, oh," I said, hanging my hands on his shoulder. "Okay, my love, I will tell you the reason why I'm kneeling in front of you and crying," he said, sniffing his nose. "Okay, sweetie, tell me, I'm listening," I said, anxiously expecting him to tell me the exact thing that is making him to cry like this. "My love, do you know I'm the luckiest guy on earth to have you as my helpmeet?" he asked, sobbing. "Yes, sweetie, is that the reason why you are crying like a baby?" I said, trying to hide my smiles. "My love, that is not the reason but part of it," he said. Is George after my life or what?" I said under breath. "Okay, what is it?" I said in a very serious way, though not angry. "My love, the main reason why I'm crying right now is because I never want to lose you in my life. I don't want to ever wake up in this house and not find my joy in it. I never want to sleep in this house without my joy beside me," he said. Jesus Christ of Nazareth. See this man, ooh, he almost made me pee in my panties. If not for the Holy Spirit in me, imagine he doesn't want to loose me and he's crying as if he has committed a great offense. I guessed you know what I meant by great offense. If no, then let me tell you. All my thought was that George had cheated on me when he went to the hospital for the emergency stuffs. I know someone is saying, "Don't you trust your man?" Yes, I do trust him, but when he came crying like a baby nunko, that was the main reason. I didn't bother to tell him to stand up. He has been on his knees for the past 1 hour. Yes, I wanted his punishment to start from there. "My love, are you with me?" That was the voice that brought me back to reality with George. "Sorry, sweetie, I'm with you. Please stand up now," I said, trying to compose myself. "No, let me remain like this. I'm okay like this," he said. Is he hiding another thing? "Sweetie, is there any other thing again?" I asked. And he said, "Please, my love, I want you to promise me something today." "What is it, George?" I said quietly. "Please, my love, promise me you will never give up on my love for you, no matter what might happen," he said, and finally wiped off his tears. See my life outside, ooh. I wonder why he's saying all this, I thought within myself. I could see sincerity in his eyes, and in all he was saying, "I will never leave your side, sweetie," I said, lifting him up from his knees. "Look here, George, I made this vow yesterday morning in the church, in the presence of God and everyone that were there, that I will continue to love and honor you till death do us part. Now I'm making the same vow before God and you again, that I will never leave you nor give up on your love for me. I love you so very much, George," I said, and he hugged me passionately. Guess what I did when he hugged me? Me that my blood is already hot. I quickly made the move to kiss the only person I love with the whole of my life. But he did as usual. He stylishly dodged the kiss and said, "My love, we need to rest now, please." "Okay, sweetie," I said, and we finally laid to rest. That was how my wedding night went, without me having an intimacy with George O. Days turned into months, and months turned into years, without me knowing how it feels to be a real woman. I believe someone can feel my pain, and at the same time, I know someone is wondering how I managed to cope for that long. Yes, I coped because the Lord is by my side anytime I feel the urge to have intimacy with George, and he gives one excuse or the other. The butterfly within me and the excitement within me will just go down, and I will give my eyes the beautiful sleep it deserves. Although, sometimes I find it difficult to do so. At this juncture, I'm tired, I'm fed up, and I'm left with no option than to do the unexpected. I have been weeping and crying unto the Lord, but he seems unavailable to listen to my heart's cry. I don't want to go against the will of God for my life, and at the same time I can't bear the loneliness anymore. So I have decided to follow my mind. I guessed you are thinking what I'm thinking. Very early one Saturday morning, after observing our morning prayer, "Good morning, my love," George said, and I replied, "Good morning, sweetie." He hugged me as usual and was about heading to the kitchen when I stopped him. "Sweetie, go and rest today, I will cook for us," I said, grinning. Are you surprised I said he was heading to the kitchen? Please don't be. Ever since I married George, he has been the one doing the cooking on Saturdays. Even though I had tried to stop him countless times, but he has refused to stop. My love, you have been the one doing the cooking from Monday till Friday while I go to work. Let me do the cooking for you during the weekend. That has always been George's reply whenever I tried to stop him. So I just have to allow him to do it since he insisted. Please tell me, why won't I stop George from entering the kitchen? When I have a mission to accomplish, George agreed to go back to bed that very day. Immediately he got into bed, I quickly went to a nearby pharmacy to get sleeping pills for George. Yes, I'm tired, I'm dying, I'm a woman for crying out loud. I'm not a log of wood. It's blood that is running in my veins, not Zobo. Lo and behold, I got the drugs, and as I was about to add the stuffs to his tea that morning, something in me kept telling me not to do it. I usually know when my spirit man is communicating with me. I know it's my inner man that was talking, but I turned a deaf ear to him. For the very first time, I disobeyed him and added the sleeping pills into George's tea. But guess what? As I was about stirring the tea, the glass cup containing the tea fell down and broke into pieces. That's the consequences of disobedience. Didn't I tell you not to do it? Was what I heard from behind. The voice was so audible and real. I bursted into tears and said, "I'm tired, Lord. Please have mercy on me. I'm tired." I managed to pack the broken glasses on the floor. Then I went straight to meet George in the bedroom. "Sweetie, wake up," I said in tears. "George, I'm tired. I'm dying. I need you. Why are you depriving me of my right? George, I'm dying. Don't you ever feel the urge to devour the pretty lady you call your love for once?" I asked amidst tears. "Am I not beautiful enough?" George stood up from the bed and said, "Ruth, my dear wife, I'm so sorry." For the very first time in our marriage, George addressed me by my name. Yes, my name is Ruth. Smiles. Can you now see the reason why I refused to leave George? I know someone is saying that name fits me well. My love, I'm so sorry. You have really tried for me, he said and bursted into tears. Please forgive me. This was the exact thing I had wanted to tell you that morning. When I came back from the hospital, he said, facing the bed. I guessed he had lost the courage to face me. Jesus Christ, I shouted, and he quickly shifted back. George, why didn't you tell me the exact thing that was on your mind that morning? I said, sniffing my nose. My dear Ruth, please, I'm very sorry. I wanted to tell you what the main problem was that very day, but I couldn't just open this mouth of mine to tell you such heartbreaking news. He said amidst tears, Yay, I'm finished. George, why? Was all I could say that very moment. I'm sorry, love. I understood every of your move all this while, but I can't just help it. He said, stammering and crying profusely. Okay, George, would you please tell me what the exact problem is? I said and bursted into tears. Would you please tell me the main reason why you have been depriving me of my right? I finally said, and used the back of my hand to clean the uncontrollable tears that were just dropping helplessly on my cheeks. George, talk to me. I'm your wife. I need an explanation right now. And finally, George opened his mouth and said, Please forgive me, Ruth. I'm not a real man. I guess you will all be wondering what he meant by that statement. What do you mean by that? I said with my eyes wide open. Ruth, my love, I don't know how best to explain this to you, but the only thing I know is that I can't make you feel like a real woman. Wait, George, do you mean you are impotent or what? I said in a confused state. George was silent for a while and finally said, "No, my love." "Then what, George? Talk to me, please." "My love, I don't have a what, George?" I cut in, when he keeps stammering like something I don't even know. "My love, I don't have what it takes to make you feel like a real woman," he finally said amidst tears. "George, do you mean you don't have anything under your trousers?" And he finally said, "Yes, my love," and burst into tears. "Jesus, I'm dead, I'm finished," was what I could manage to say that very day. It seems as if my whole life was crumbling before my eyes. How can I marry a man who can't make me feel like a real woman? After keeping myself pure till marriage. God, do you intend to punish me by choosing George for me as the crown of my head? I have always served you. I have always listened to you. I have always followed your instructions. Why is this happening to me? I said, crying out loud. So many things were going through my head. I was trying to be strong for myself, not for George this time around. But no. The more I tried to stop the tears trickling down my cheeks, the more it keeps coming. I was still crying when I noticed someone holding my 2 legs from behind. I don't know when George stood up from the bed and prostrated behind me. With teary eyes, he said, "My love, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me now. Please, if I don't leave George now, when should I leave him? Okay, maybe when I reach menopause, right? George can't make me feel like a real woman. Then what am I sitting down here for? What will be my gain? I guess George doesn't know how much I long to be a mother. I guess he doesn't have an idea of how much I long to be called mummy. I guess he doesn't know how much I long to breastfeed a baby and be called Mummy So-So around the neighborhood." I was still lost in my thoughts when I heard him say, "Please, Ruth, you are the only one that can help me. If you leave me now, then I'm finished. My love, you promised never to give up on my love for you. Please don't break that promise now. Is George trying to make a fool out of me or what? Is he trying to hold me by my words now? I hope you can imagine my life. I was a virgin while single, and even now that I'm married, I'm still a virgin. I was trying to stop the tears that were just trickling down helplessly on my cheeks, but my eyes betrayed me, for I couldn't. Amidst tears, I called out to George with an angry voice. Yes, I'm angry. For the very first time in my marriage, I was angry at the only person I love with the whole of my life for keeping such a big secret from me. Why do you have to keep such a secret away from me, George? I said, stamping my feet on the ground to free his hands from me. I'm sorry, love. I was scared of losing you, he said, tightening his hands around my legs. I didn't bargain for this, Lord, I said, fixing my gaze on the ceiling of our room, as if God is there for me in the ceiling. I know someone is already giving me a beautiful idea of what I should do to George at this stage. Would George's greatest fear of losing me not befall him now? George, please will you leave my legs now? I said with all seriousness. Don't forget I said I was angry at him. My love, please don't leave me. Please, Ruth, let that plan of leaving me be the last option that will ever come to your mind. Please, I beg of you, he said, crying out loud. Okay, I have heard you. Leave me before I do the unexpected to you right now, I said, trying to free my weak legs from him. George finally left my legs alone and said, Please, my love, I have never seen you in such mood since we met. Yes, for the past 2 years of my marriage with George, I have never for once raised my voice at him. I never for once found fault in anything he does. You know, when you are in love sometimes, you tend to be blind. Please forgive me, I beg you in the name of the Lord. I didn't even bother to give George a reply before leaving his presence. Yes, I left his words hanging in the air. I walked helplessly to the sitting room. I sat down quietly and continued crying. Yes, I couldn't stop the tears, so I have to cry it out and free my soul. So many thoughts were running through my mind. How possible is it for George to be without a manhood? Oh, my life! Jesus! Was that the reason he normally refused us bathing together? Was that the reason he normally preferred to bath early in the morning? God, why? You knew all this and you still chose him for me, I lamented. I don't even know when I slept off on the couch.
Ruth, my dear daughter, the main purpose of choosing George for you is right now before you. I have weighed your faith in me. You are the only person that can endure for long to help him out of his problem. Ruth, my beloved daughter, you are strong and courageous. Encourage yourself the more in the Lord and fulfill the main purpose of marrying George. I know you won't fail my trust now, my beloved daughter.
Was she able to stay in the marriage? Did she leave George alone in his predicament? Please find out in the next episode. If you enjoy this story, please support our channel by giving us a like and comment, share with your friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more video like this. Also, kindly follow us on Facebook. Stay positive and don't give up on your dreams. It will come to pass. Thank you for watching.